Hi there, I'm Sumit Bansal, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can apply data validation rules and create drop-down lists in Excel using the Claude add-in. So Claude is a chat interface where you can simply tell it what to do and it is going to do it for you. So let me show you how it works. Here I have this list of department names and I want to create this drop down here in cell C2. Now obviously this is a very simple task. I can do it manually as well, but let me show you how to do this using Claude, and then I'll also show you a slightly more advanced example. So here to get Claude, I'm going to go to the Home tab, and here I have this option called Open Claude. Now if you're using Claude for the first time and you have not installed it, you will not see this. So you need to go to this add-ins option and then search for Claude by Anthropic. You'll see Claude in Excel, install it, and then once you've installed it, you will get this icon. When you click on it, it is going to ask you to log in into your Claude account. Now this is a paid service, so you need to be at least on their Pro plan, which is $20 a month. So when you click on it, it will show you an option to log in. Once you log in, you will see something similar to what I have here on the screen. Now in this case, I can choose one of these 5 models. These are all good models, but I would go with Opus 4.6 because this is the latest one. Now in this case, I want the drop down list here. So I would select this list, and when I do that, you can see it says A2 to A9 selected. So it can automatically read what is selected. It can also read what is there on the sheet, but it's a good idea to select so that it can focus on that part. And I can just say, create a drop down list in cell C2 using the selected data. Now it already knows what the selected data is. I've told it to make the drop down list in cell C2, so it should easily make that. Now the way this works is Claude has access to the Office JavaScript API, so it uses that API to do what we are doing. If I have to manually do it, I would have to go to the data validation dialog box and then manually do it, but Claude is going to use the API and do it. So it's going to use the language which we may not understand, but it understands, and it is going to do the thing in the backend and give you the result. Now here it's asking for the permissions, so I would just say allow once. If you do not want it to ask for permissions every time, you can use dangerously always allow, but be very cautious because in that case it might make changes that you may not want. I'll just go with allow once, and it says the drop down list has been created. Now if I go to this cell, I can see that the drop down list is here. Now as I said that it is going to use the JavaScript API, but it doesn't mean that this is something that has been created and cannot be changed by you. You can just change it the regular way by going to the data validation dialog box. So here if I open the data validation dialog box, you can see it says list. It has the source, which is exactly how I would do it, and if you want to make any changes, you can make the changes here. Now let's see a slightly complicated example where I want to create a dependent drop-down list. So here I have this data where I have these state names in the first row, and I have these city names below each state name, and I want to create a drop-down list where I can select a state. So let's say I select a state Florida, then it is going to only show me the city in that selected state, not everything else. So let's see if Claude can make it or not. Now I did try it, and sometimes Claude is able to make it, sometimes it makes mistake, but the good thing is if it makes a mistake, you can always go back and ask it to make the changes. So here I'm going to select this data, and let me also select this data. So here you can see it says A1 to F8 is selected and H2 to I11 is selected. Before that, I'm also going to clear this chat. The reason is that if I clear the chat, it is going to start afresh. So there is not going to be any context from the previous dropdown that we created. Not that it is going to be a problem, but it's just a good idea to start afresh. Now here, let's come here. You can see the ranges are already selected, and let me just ask it to create the dependent drop-down list. Now I'm using speech to text, so I would just speak. I find that this is a lot faster, so if you want to try it, you can do that as well. I have this data set in A1 to F8 range where I have the state names in the first row of the selected data, and then I have city name below each state names. For example, below California, I only have the cities in California, and below Texas, I only have the cities of Texas. Now I want you to create a dependent drop-down list where in H2 to H11, there should be drop downs that only allow to select state names, and then in I2 to I11, there should only be drop down that are dependent on the state selection. So if Texas is selected, then the drop down next to Texas should only show the cities in Texas. Before you create it, can you tell me the plan of how you plan to do it? So let's see what it says. I've asked it for the plan because sometimes it's easier for me to just quickly go through the plan and check if everything looks nice or not. If you do not want that, you can just start with asking it to just do it. But in this case, I just wanted to see what it's going to do. So plan is your data and it's identified the data correctly. Target H2, then I2, and how I build it. State dropdown, apply data validation with list source pointing to this. Dependent dropdown using a formula. All right, this kind of looks all right. So let's see what it does. All right, go ahead and do it. Now, if you do not like the plan that it is suggesting, you can obviously ask, you can give your own feedback. You can ask to make changes. Here, let me choose allow once. Now it says state dropdowns are set, which is actually the easy thing to do. Now it's going to create these. Let's allow once. And it's going to verify it. Now, once it's verified, we'll check. It's always a good idea to check the output of AI. AI would very confidently tell you that it has done everything. And sometimes there could be mistakes. So always a good idea to check the output. But let's see what we've got. Now it'll also go and probably make this file Claude log, and it creates this file and it logs everything that we are doing. So this is something that it does by default. If you do not want it, you can go to the settings option and then uncheck this session logging, but it's a good thing to have. Now let's see what it has done. We have something here which is right. It's right. So these look okay. Let's select one of them. It's in New York, and I only see the cities in New York. Let's try some other cell, maybe some other state, Florida, and it only shows me, yeah, that's fine, that's right. And let's try Illinois. Yeah, so you can see it has worked, and it has just taken probably a few seconds to do this, and we have a dependent drop-down list. Now this is probably not the best way according to you. I have made multiple videos on how to create dependent drop-down list using named ranges, using formulas, but you can see if you do not want to get into the mechanics of it, this is so quick and easy. It has done it in one single shot. Even if it makes mistakes, you can always go back and ask it to make changes, and that would still be faster than doing it yourself. Now let me show you one final example. So here I have this input data range, and I want to restrict data entry to something. Let's say I only want numbers between 1 and 100. So I can come here and I can just say, I want you to restrict data entry in the selected range between 1 and 100. So only numbers between 1 and 100 could be entered. Anything above or below that should show an error. Now notice that I did not say you should use data validation. So I've not mentioned it, but because it has access to all these tools and it understands that data restriction can be done using data validation, it should be able to figure it out. So let's see what it does. Oh, it's already done that. It says I've set up the data validation. Let's check. So I would come here, and you can see when I click here, it shows this box, this input message box, where it says enter a whole number between 1 and 100. So let's check. If I put 101, it doesn't allow me to do that. If I come here, I try something like minus 10. Again, it doesn't allow me, but if I enter a number between 1 and 100, then it allows me. So this is very quick way to apply data validation. You can also use all the data validation rules that are available to you. You can restrict based on text length, based on dates, based on numbers, and anything that you want. You can just tell this Claude agent here in chat, and it is going to do it for you. So this has been a new thing that has come to Claude. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comment section if you have used Claude, if you're planning to use Claude, if there are anything interesting that you have done with it. And I will continue to make more videos on some amazing things that you can do with Claude in Excel. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Also, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you never miss out on any new Excel tips video I come up with. Thank you and have a nice day.